Hi, I'm John Myers, your vested realtor with Coldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage, and thank you for allowing me to help you with your real estate needs. Because you have started talking with real estate agents, the Real Estate Commission requires that we, as real estate agents, talk to you about working with real estate agents. This is important because what I'm about to tell you will ensure that you have the information needed to make the right decisions from the very start of your real estate journey. When working with real estate agents, there are 5 types of agency relationships that you can have. Basically, agency is the relationship between a realtor and anyone looking to buy or sell a home. The 5 different types of agency are a seller's agent, a buyer's agent, dual agency, designated agency, and exclusive agency. The first type of agency is the seller's agent. As a seller's agent, I work with clients who have asked me to help them sell their home. In helping those sellers, I'm going to learn certain information about them, like what they owe on their home, what they'll take for it, or what their motivation to move is, and so on. This information is confidential between the seller and myself. Now, when you hire me, you actually hire the firm as a whole. So anyone in the firm can represent you just like I do, but they will not know that confidential information about you that I know. The second type is the buyer's agent. Similar to a seller's agent, this is when a buyer has contacted me and asked me to help them buy a home. And in turn, I now become a buyer's agent. Just like before, there's going to be confidential information that I will learn about this buyer, like how much money they have to put towards the home, or what their timeline to move is, certain financing information, and so forth. Because when they hire me, they hire the firm. Other agents in the firm can work for them just like I do, but they will not know that confidential information about them that I know. All this leads to the third type of agency called dual agency. This happens when one or more agents are with blah, 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 blah. The first type of agency is a seller's agent. As a seller's agent, I work with clients who have asked me to help them sell their home. In helping those clients, I'm going to learn certain information about them, like what they owe on their home, what their timeline to move is, what their motivation to move is, and so on. This information is confidential between the seller and myself. Now, when you hire me, you actually hire the firm as a whole. So anyone in the firm can represent you like I do, but they will not know that confidential information about you that I know. The second type is the buyer's agent. Similar to a seller's agent, this is when the buyer has contacted me and asked me to help them buy a home. In turn, I now become a buyer's agent. Just like before, there's going to be some confidential information that I'm going to learn about the buyer, like how much money they have to put towards the home, what their timeline to move is, certain financing information, and so forth. Because when they hire me, they hire the firm. Other agents in the firm can work for them just like I do, but they will just not know that confidential information about the buyer that I know. All this leads up to the third type of agency called dual agency. This happens when one or more agents from the same firm are representing both sides of the deal. This can either be one agent representing both the buyer and the seller, or one agent from the firm representing the buyer, while another agent from the same firm is representing the seller. Because the buyer's agent and the seller's agent both work for the same firm and are part of the same deal, this is now a dual agency situation. Likewise, if I personally am helping both the buyer and the seller in the purchase and sell of the same home, I am now a dual agent. In this situation, there are going to be some things that I can and cannot do to protect the interests of the buyer and the seller. For example, I can't tell the seller, hey, the buyers only have this much amount of money, or they can put this amount of money down, or anything like that. And likewise, I can't tell the buyer, hey, the seller only owes this amount of money, or they'll take this amount of money for the home. I can't do anything that's going to compromise the bargaining position or take sides against either person I or the firm represent. My job is to stay neutral, keep both the buyer and the seller in their corners, and ensure that everyone has a successful and enjoyable process through the entire time. The fourth type of agency is called designated agency. Like dual agency, this is when one agent is on both sides of the deal. But sometimes either the buyer or the seller is not necessarily comfortable with the same agent representing them and the other person at the same time for the same home. In this situation, I would explain everything to my office manager, and they would then designate another agent in the firm to represent the buyer, and I, as the seller's agent, would stay with the homeowner since they were my first responsibility. This is still a dual agency situation because both the buyer's agent and the listing agent are still working for the same firm on the same deal. There would just be a different face in front of everyone throughout the whole process. The fifth type of agency is called exclusive agency. Now, every once in a while, there comes a person that may or may not feel comfortable with the same company as a whole, representing them and another customer when making a deal for the same home. In this case, they would elect to have exclusive agency. This means the firm can only represent one side of the deal. So if the buyer wants exclusive agency, I now can't show that person any of the hundreds of homes that we have for sale. Or if I'm the seller's agent, myself and our whole company could not show that person's house to any of the numerous customers that we work with on a daily basis. Instead, if someone asked me or any other agent in the office about the home, we would have to refer them down the road to another real estate company to show them the home. The North Carolina Real Estate Commission requires that all agents go over this information with you to ensure that you have the information needed to protect your bargaining position. It is kind of like Miranda rights in that while searching for an agent to work with, if you tell each agent all of your information and it comes time for you to decide which agent you want to work with, the other agents you have talked with now know any important information that you have told them and will then be able to use that information against you if they are the other agent on a home that you like. It is also very important that you know and understand that all agents in North Carolina first represent the seller of a home until you have selected which agent you want to work for you. I hope that you have a good understanding about working with real estate agents in North Carolina. And as you search to find the one that you want that fits best for you, I hope that you now have a good understanding about working with real estate agents in North Carolina as you search to find that agent that is the best fit for you. Though, personally, I do hope it is myself. But no matter what, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, my number is 910-537-0533, and I would love to be able to help you out any way that I can. Once again, my name is John Myers, and I'm a professional real estate agent and the owner of the Vested Realty Group, a team with Coldwell Banker's Seacoast Advantage. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.